Welcome back everybody to another review video. Really appreciate you joining me once again. Sit back and relax because this one might go just a little bit longer. There's a whole lot of things to go over. So I got a smart projector for you today. It's the Aurzen Eazze D1 smart projector. Now you can find this on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. I'm not even going to tell you the current price because right now it's Amazon Day and I just looked and it's less than I paid for it. It's less than I looked at yesterday. So by the time you see this video, the price might be different. I know the normal price is 150 bucks. They do offer two bundles where you can get a 120-inch quote unquote wrinkle-free foldable projector screen, or you can get it with a foldable base basically, so you don't have to put it flat on the table. Check those prices. I'll have a link for all three of them below. Right now it's about a $25 difference. Yesterday it was literally a $5 difference. So after Prime Day, who knows what it's going to be. So let me go over some of the key features. Because this is a smart projector, it does have pre-installed streaming apps. The officially licensed apps are Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and YouTube. I've had this for about a week just so I could kind of go through the OS and kind of do a dig inside of what's inside there. And it also has Disney Plus and Peacock as well. There are some other apps in there, and from what I was able to find, you're not able to download any new apps. There is a web browser though, and I did not experiment with that to see if you could install apps through that avenue. So that might be a possibility. There's also Bluetooth connectivity, which will allow you to do mirror casting. So you can take your smartphone, whether it's Android or iPhone, and cast whatever's on your phone onto the screen. As far as the apps go, I was slightly disappointed to see that there was no HBO Max and no Paramount Plus. But it is what it is. For the price and having the capability that it has, you really can't go wrong. It's got a 1080p resolution, but it is 4K compatible, which means you can plug in a Blu-ray player, your PlayStation 5, anything that is native 4K, and it will scale it down to 1080p, but it won't just show you a blue screen saying that it's not compatible. Some of the pretty higher tech features as far as projectors go is autofocus and auto keystone. If you don't know what keystoning is, I'll get into that as I go down the list here. You have Dolby Stereo audio, which I can tell you right now is way better than any projector I've ever heard, and I'll get into that in a second as well. You have a minimum and maximum throw distance. The minimum throw distance is just under 4 feet and the maximum is just under 20 feet. That means that's about how close or how far away you can have the projector from the projecting surface. 100 or 20 feet is going to give you the 120-inch screen without not being able to focus. Which it brings me to saying that the maximum screen size is 120 inches, so bigger than any TV you can buy. The one small slight drawback is it's only 200 lumens. If you don't know what lumens are, that's a measure of light when it comes to flashlights or projectors or anything like that. It's basically how bright the image is going to be. So using this outside in broad daylight or inside, if you have a lot of ambient light contamination, you're going to have a washed out image. This is best to be used in low light or no light at night. You can use it outside, going camping, having slumber parties. If you have kids, like that's what I got. And that's the purpose that I purchased this for, was for the slumber parties, and I can shoot this up on the ceiling while they're laying down and they can feel like they're in the movie theater. But this would be awesome for camping. If you have a small office space and you want to conduct some meetings with your PowerPoint, things like that, this would be perfect for that. So I'm going to go back to what the auto keystone adjustment is. So you can see on the screen right now that the box that you're seeing is wider at the bottom here than it is at the top. And what auto keystoning does, if this is the projected image on the surface and it's not sitting exactly perpendicular to the surface you're projecting on, the auto keystone will pull these corners out or push these corners in to make all four corners exactly 90 degrees. Sometimes keystone does it a different way. It goes a different way, so it'll be like that to where the sides are pinched on one side versus another side. It'll adjust it to where all four corners are exactly even and you have a nice rectangular 16 by 9 native image. If that's confusing, I apologize. I spent almost 20 years in the audio video integration industry, and I've hung 1,000 projectors ranging in price from $5,000 to $50,000, ranging in lumen brightness from 500 to 50,000 lumens. This is definitely a budget-friendly consumer model, so don't think that you're going to be able to show this in, you know, a bright lit room, because it's going to be washed out. So let me open the box, show you so you can see what you're going to get if you order one of these. Okay, so you open the box, you have a recycled cardboard, kind of a cradle that this is going to sit in, which is pretty common for most projectors that I've ever seen. You have a quick start card that's going to show you how to hook it up, how to get it started. Shows you here the foldable base that you can purchase additionally if you want to, and it also has a direct contact number, which is, you know, not something you're going to see very often. Flip it around. You have your user's manual, which also has an extended warranty card, which will bring this warranty up to 3 years. Another frequently asked questions. You get a couple of accessories inside. You get a microfiber cleaning cloth for the lens, and you get some Q-tips to clean out the fan vent blades. You have your remote control that has quick access buttons to YouTube, Prime Video, Netflix, and the web browser. This take AAA batteries, by the way. You have your DC power supply, and they also even give you an HDMI cable. I haven't even opened this, but I would imagine it's either 4 feet or 6 feet. And inside you have the projector wrapped in a little piece of plastic. And because I've already used this to check it out, it does come with a piece of basically clear cellophane plastic over this particular area, as well as the front part of the bezel. But there is a rubber dust cover for the lens, which is really good quality. It's nice and thick. It's not attached. That's the only thing, so you got to keep track of this. You don't want to lose it. On the front, you have the sensor for the autofocus and the auto keystone. On one side, you have a speaker. You have the 2 fans on the back. On the other side, you have another speaker, and you have your inputs for your power supply, your HDMI in. You have 2 USB inputs, so if you have a flash drive, you want to show pictures or video, you can use them through that. AV is, let's say you have some old gaming system or some old DVD player or VCR that has the old school AV inputs, the red, white, and yellow. You need a converter cable for that, but that will work with this system. And then also your headphone jack, which if you wanted to, you can actually hook up external speakers to, like computer speakers, or you can wire amplified speakers if you want fuller, bigger sound. Underneath, you have a 1/4 by 20 threaded insert for the stand that you can purchase, or you can actually put this on a regular tripod like what I have my phone on right now. You also have your front elevation adjustment knob, which will raise and lower the front of the projector angle. And then you also have, which is something really cool, for both fans, you have removable, washable filters, so you don't get dust on the fans. You want to clean these out as needed. It will protect the fans, but if you do hear noise, then you want to check these first because they're probably getting clogged and the fans are working a little harder than they should. And they just slide right back in just like that. On the top, you have, might be a little hard to see. I'll see if I can find the reflection right there. So you have touch sensitive controls on the top. You have power on and off, your directional arrows, your OK button, and your back button. Let's take a look at this remote a little closer. So it's very similar to my Samsung smart remote as far as the layout goes. You have your power. This would be for your focus. You have your OK, your directional buttons, your back, your category button, your home button, volume up and down, and your quick buttons. Real similar, just obviously a big size difference. So I'll show you the image, but because this does not have an external antenna, I think it suffers a little bit from connectivity stability. So I tried to, load Netflix and Amazon Prime as well as YouTube, and I didn't have much luck. I did get some things to load, but it took a long time, and the video kind of stuck a couple seconds after it started, so it would buffer. I don't want to put you through any of that, so just take my word for it. But your mileage may vary. The other drawback is this does not have a direct connect Ethernet port, so you could hook up a router to it directly. I could say honestly the pros on this thing, because you're not going to be able to hear it through your phone very well, maybe if you had headphones, is the audio. The audio, like I said, I've installed thousands of projectors ranging in price and quality, but all commercial brand, all commercial quality. None of them have great speakers. I was literally blown away when I heard this thing. You can hear the stereo sound. It's very clean. There's some presets where you can either customize the bass and the treble. You can select some presets for music, voice, sports. It has about 8 of them. And I got to tell you, for like watching movies, if you select music, you're really going to love how just the stock speakers sound. And it can get plenty loud enough to where I have to kind of yell over it to talk. It'll fill a room without any issues. The image itself is really nice for 1080p. It's crystal clear. The autofocus and the auto keystone work like a champ. I don't think I've ever installed a projector that had auto keystone and autofocus. Now there are manual options if you're not satisfied with the auto performance, but I had no issues at any time with the autofocus and auto keystone. In fact, you can set this to where if the projector is bumped or if it's moved and relocated, it will automatically adjust either after it fills a bump or if it reboots. If you turn it off, move it, and then move it somewhere else, it's going to show a couple of test images to get the focus correct and the keystone correct, and up to I think 20 degrees off parallel, so somewhere around here you can actually have it askew and it will correct itself for a perfectly rectangular image, which is really cool, and it takes about 1.5 seconds to do. The remote, even if you're behind the projector, works flawlessly. I had no delay. I had no hang-ups where the remote would not respond, then all of a sudden it would skip 3 or 4 button presses. None of that. It works excellent. One of the better remotes that I've used on a projector or anything for this price, for that matter. It's extremely quiet. You don't hear the fans whatsoever. There's a setting on the setup menu where you can actually go in and see the internal temperature of all the components, and it never got over 59 degrees Fahrenheit, and inside my house was 73 degrees. So I'm not exactly sure what kind of magic is going on in there, but it stayed cool the entire time I had it on. I was messing with it for maybe 1/2 hour and it never changed. So that's very impressive as well. The only other thing I wish this had, now that I'm looking at it, is a little protective cover or dust port, little hinge dust port that you can slip over this, because if you do use this for camping and travel and stuff like that, this would keep dust out of that. But you can also get specific little rubber plugs and caps for these if you wanted to. They have them on Amazon. You just search USB dust cover, HDMI dust cover, that sort of thing. So that's enough of me talking about it. I'm going to try to show you an image on my ceiling as my daughter would have it with her friends, and we'll see if I can get anything to kind of connect and work properly, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so we're back. I couldn't wait till nightfall to show you this. I just wanted to see if I was even capable of showing this without having to do a whole bunch of stuff, finding an extra extension cord or anything. So this is my ceiling. It's vaulted. I'm gonna say it's probably 12 to 15 feet from the projector right now, and this is the picture that you can see. I'm actually pretty hyped because it's brighter than I thought. Now the corners are washed out a little bit, but it is dark on these corners. You can see it's daylight right now. I have the windows closed. I have all my doors upstairs closed. I still have a lot of light contamination, but just to give you an idea, there's the projector. Excuse the dirty carpet, that's from the dogs. Got to vacuum the thing like every other day. But the auto keystone worked perfect. The autofocus worked perfect without any problem. And the best part about it is all of a sudden, maybe because I'm not directly under my router, I'm more outside of where the door is, it's connecting way faster. It's connecting a lot more stable. And I'll show you right now. So take a listen. Just to give you guys an idea of how loud it goes, right now the volume is at 20 and it goes all the way up to 100. So we'll turn it up to like 40. I'm sitting on a chair because if I sit on the floor and I lay down, I might not get back up, so bear with me. I'm gonna say this screen is this screen image size right now is probably 8 feet diagonal. It's really big. And just imagine it can only go bigger. The subtitles, I think that's the setting that I have on Amazon Prime for some reason. I don't know why they're on there. It's possible it might be on the projector, but I doubt it. I didn't see any closed captioning options. Let me give you guys a quick little tour of the audio features and presets. You also have picture mode settings. So I have it right now in high bright. We'll put it in cinema. I don't really notice a whole lot of difference. Yeah, there is a little bit of difference. Sport, vivid. There's really no difference in high bright and vivid. So we'll put it down to cinema. And let's do the audio. So right now I have it on music. You'll hear it on news. It's very much mid-range dominated. Movie has a really nice tone. Really full sounding. Sport has a lot of mid-range and a lot of high-end frequency. Vivid is similar to movie, it's a little bit quieter. Standard is more flat across the board. And then you have your custom user presets. Well, I think we're gonna put it back on movie.
said the water's poison.
It's a lie.
It is a lie.
Otherwise, why does he have Blackstones keeping us away?
Here we go. So yeah, that was on Amazon Prime.
Sheriff on his payroll. That's why I say we fight.
I say we fight.
I ain't fighting, and I ain't leaving.
Okay, so that's enough for that. But now if you just imagine if you got a couple kids, they're over for a slumber party and you have on your flat wall, or if you have it on a vaulted ceiling like this, and they're laying on a sleeping bag, they're going to be captivated for the entire movie, feeling like they're in the movie theater. That's going to be an experience they're going to want to keep coming back for. Maybe you want that, maybe you don't. So just be careful if you got something cool, a little setup like this. But we're going to get back to the table and I'll give you my final thoughts. So we're back. So you might be wondering why I didn't show you the setup walkthrough. It's easy. Because it's easy. If you set up your cell phone or if you set up your smart TV, it's probably easier than either one of those. It literally takes about 1.5 minutes before you're able to stream your movies. It's just like setting up any streaming app on a TV. It shows you a QR code, you scan that with your smartphone, and you enable the device through your mobile app. Couldn't be easier. The value couldn't be better. At $100 after tax, currently right now for today and tomorrow, the 16th and 17th of July, which is Prime Day, it's absolutely a no-brainer. You can use this in any kind of way that you want. Have it in your garage, your man cave. Have your kids use it to occupy them. Take it camping with you. Take it traveling with you. You name it. If you got meetings, you can handle that too. There's lots of uses for something, and it's compact. The build quality is really good. I like the touch buttons. There's no clickiness for anything to wear out. I'm just blown away that they're able to get a package put together like this for $100. You asked me this 5 years ago when I was heavy into AV integration, I would have laughed and said that was probably just a paperweight. So anyways, guys, like I said, I'll put links down in the description below for all three options. I would appreciate it if you use those particular links because those are my Amazon affiliate links, so I get a little bit of a kickback for that. And if you get one, let me know what you think about it. I would be interested to see what you think in the comments below. And as usual, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. But we're just getting started here with all these reviews. So until the next one, I'll see you guys later.